Hey, hey, Imari Fawuyi here. Just wanted to jump on the live tonight since I had some time. I want to start getting into doing these lives more often. I used to do them a lot on this channel, and then I just got busy and trying to make more long form and doing other things. But welcome to the channel. This is Imara Ifawuyi, and I'm really excited. We've got some great things coming up here on the channel. I'm going to be launching the membership pretty soon here. So, folks, we can start to kind of form more community around the channel and, yeah, get into some things. So, I'm going to see if anyone comes on, if anyone has any questions. But in the meantime, I'll just talk a little bit about who I am and what we do. Um, I am Imara Ifawuyi. I am a mother of two bigger kids. One is 21, one is 14, and we live in Sao Paulo, Brazil. And I know right now is a time where a lot of people are looking for, options for different places to move to, trying to get up out of the US for right now. And I know folks probably have some questions for me about just where I'm at here in Brazil and just the different places we've been. So, my background is actually in wellness sect. I actually was in wellness for years. I had a big group on Facebook, and we talked about women's wellness, womb healing, and all of that. And I was doing that for many years, and I kind of took a break from the wellness sector. But I am a community herbalist. My background is in alternative and complementary medicine, and I love working with the ladies. So that's a passion of mine, along with the travel and helping families to, um, get their plan together so they can move abroad if that's something they seek to do. And so for those of you who are new on the channel, I'm Imara. Hi, those that came in, blessed, wonderful Saturday evening. Well, I'm not sure where you are, but oh, I'm so angry. Yes. And so I basically live here in Brazil with my kids. We're from the States, but prior to this, we were living in the Caribbean. So we lived in on St. Croix. We lived in Puerto Rico. We spent a lot of time going to Jamaica, and yeah, different places in the Caribbean. And yeah, we're here in Brazil. We've been here for this has been a little over 2 years now, and we were here during the pandemic as well, but we were here for about a year and a half during the pandemic. Then we left, went to Costa Rica for 6 months, and then we ended up in in the Virgin Islands again. So we've been kind of popping around, hopping around, but for now we are stable here in Brazil. And I don't know if any of you have been hearing about it, but um, Big T, the president of the United States, has been doing a lot of mess down here in Latin America. They have been, coming into election times in different countries, causing a lot of havoc, trying to get the people they want placed in. Oh, thank you. um, but trying to get, thank you for the love, y'all, trying to get the people that they want placed in power, so interrupting and disrupting elections, doing a lot of things. And here in Brazil, we actually have an election coming up in about a little over a month, honestly, like 40 days, 39 days. And so we're expecting it could be a little bit of a turbulent period here in Brazil. For now, hopefully the U.S. don't bring the big guns like they've been doing in other parts of Latin America, but it's hard to say, but we're very committed to our lives here in Brazil. We have a great lifestyle, great quality of life. If anyone has any questions about it, yeah, it is nighttime. If anyone has any questions about Brazil, about moving abroad with children, that's my specialty, or just any questions you have about, you know, even wellness questions. I will take any questions this evening. But so my background, like I said, is in wellness. Then I came into, wanting to share more about travel and really just helping other families get out there because it's a time right now where it's important that everyone kind of find a safe space, and a place where they feel like they can, have a regulated nervous system and not have to be worrying about, every, every second of the day, wondering if you're safe to go out, if you're going to be disrupted by some strange, racist or some, just some other off the wall energy. It just seems like in the US right now, it's a lot of like wild energy and a lot of chaos. And that's what I'm picking up on. I have not lived on the mainland US in America. I have not lived there in like, it's been about 8 years now. So I don't be out there like that. But I will talk about my life here in Brazil happily because it's a good life. So me and my children, like I said, we in the last 4 years, 5 years, we've been about 3.5 years here in Brazil. So we're here most of the time. And there's a lot of good. Brazil's really dope. Brazil is a country that is almost like half black, not everyone looking like me, but mixed, and black, and a lot of culture here. So when you come here as an American, you feel a little bit more at home than you would, like, say, going to a European country or something, because you see your people. Yeah, Brazil's dope. Brazil's amazing. um you see people that look like you, and there's a exuberance and an energy about how much they love being black, and that's not everyone, because you do have this like other energy too. But people love the culture, and they have a very strong tradition here that is African culture, so they call it Afro-Brazilian culture, and it's really, really rich. It's, in the music, it's in the dance, it's in the drumming, it's in the culture, it's in the food, it's in everything. And Brazil's a tropical country, so most of this country is, of the tropics energy. And so, you have access to tropical fruit and good food, and fresh food, something that when I was living in the US, I felt I was struggling with that even back in the days. Like, the food just don't have no energy. It doesn't make my body feel alive. And so I had a lot of issues with the food out there. But coming to Brazil and having lived here, and also having lived here in the past, because I used to live out here years ago, back like 20 something years ago. Um, I'm Mexican, and Saturday said, okay. Thank you. Yeah, I've lived in Mexico too. We lived in Tulum, my daughter and I, back in shit, long time ago, like 2009. And oh, thank you for subscribing. And yeah, so Brazil, back to Brazil, you get to, have that cultural richness. You also get to experience just people who have a joy for life. You know what I mean? They enjoy life. They enjoy dance and music, and singing and being out together, enjoying life, like things that people like to do. And it's not a struggle. Everywhere you go, you are encountering joyful people, people who just want to, party, have fun, enjoy life, and not be uptight about the stresses of life. And so it's a really beautiful culture, and it's one that I fell in love with a long time ago, and I just have not been able to remove myself from it. Even after I lived here the first time many years ago, all I ever wanted to do was just get back out here. And finally, I just started moving out here with my kids. I'm like, this is the spot for me, and we love it. My children are happy here. We have a good life. I have black children, so I want to feel safe and comfortable with them being able to go out and explore and do things, and not have to be worrying about their safety all the time. Worrying about, it's just that stress on your nervous system is so intense. And I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, but you're in Brazil. What do you mean you don't have to worry?" You really don't. Like, I'm not saying Brazil is a safe country, but I know where we live in Sao Paulo, we have never had any problems. We also lived in Bahia in the north, which is a very Afro region of the country, and we never had any problems there either. Now, I did have some issues when I lived in Salvador many years ago, with crime and petty crime, and crime that could have been serious. I did have a lot of issues back then. But as of late, other than maybe a petty issue like I got robbed in Rio de Janeiro a couple years ago. Other than that, um, Brazil has just been safe, it's been easy, and it's been giving us everything that we need as a family. And before we came here, we were in the Virgin Islands, and I can say my nervous system is way more regulated and I'm way more relaxed here in Brazil than I was even in the Caribbean because the island that I lived on had its own set of circumstances and challenges, right? So, the main thing I wanted to do was just come on, and if anyone has any questions about details about, moving to Brazil or anything like that, I'm more than welcome. I'm happy to answer those. You're more than welcome to ask questions. Thank you. The main thing that I think is the most important thing though is that people create a safe haven for themselves. They find themselves somewhere where they feel comfortable, where they enjoy their lives at this time with so much going on in the world. It's a lot of people that are unhappy, dealing with depression, mental health issues, having psychotic breaks, even because of the stress and the pressure and the pollution and the issues with all of the things that we've been dealing with as of recent, from all of the tech and the negative consequences of how much they're pushing this tech on us. There's just so many things, not to mention, hearing about the stuff that's happening in the US with um, folks coming up, hung up in trees and all kinds of stuff. It's like, this is unbelievable, right? I know you are. Yep. It's unbelievable the things that are happening. It's like it just make you think about what the ancestors were going through. And thank you so much. And all the things that we have had to overcome as a people, and to see these things coming back online and us having to be dealing with this again is really stressful. So, for those who are looking to maybe do something different, find somewhere else to go, I keep telling people, hey, put Brazil on your list. It's not bad. I'll be watching these videos of people going all over the place, and I'm like, those places are cool. I know there's a lot of places in the world, but to come somewhere where it's other black folk, you're not dealing with outright racism on a regular basis, and you can just maneuver is priceless to me. It's priceless to me. I would think other people will want to have an experience like that. Brazil is not perfect, but it is a beautiful country, and it's a country that, as of right now, can provide you with a high quality of life. So hopefully some people will come on. If not, I'm gonna get up off of here. But I just want to make myself available in a number of ways. I feel like I've been not sharing on here the way I used to share. At one point, I was more focused on wellness on this channel, and then it evolved, and I started talking more about narcissistic abuse at one point, and was really getting into that. And actually, people really liked that content. And then I just got tired of talking about negative stuff. Now I just want to share the freedom lifestyle of just being able to live independent of certain stressors, and be able to make money, and have a good life and be able to really manifest that. So I want to talk about things that are enlivening and uplifting. Sometimes I'll get on here and I will discuss current events because there's so much craziness going on that to not bring up anything, it's hard because you can't hide from the reality of the things that are happening in the world, but at the same time you still have to have a vision for yourself to that you can still enjoy your life even despite the challenges of the times we're in. And I think that it's really important that we hold on to that. Thank you for the love. I appreciate it. So let's see it. Folks, come on if they have any questions about Brazil, moving to Brazil, and not even just about Brazil. I've lived in parts of Africa with my children, lived in parts of um, the Caribbean, Central America, South America, the Pacific islands. I've lived in different places with my children, so Europe. So, we have a lot that we can offer. If you have any questions at all, either drop them in the chat or, yeah, that's what you would do, you know. But right now we live in Sao Paulo. Sao Paulo is one of the biggest countries in the world. I mean, cities in the world. I think it's 22 million. And it's a bustling city. Don't get it twisted. And for someone like me who's used to living on islands and stuff like that, it's a lot of ruckus, but it feels good still. Even though it's a big city, the part of the city that we live in has this kind of chill, bohemian vibe, lots of art, lots of live music. I could walk out my house right now and walk 5 minutes, and it's like a New York City. There's a jazz bar right here. It's a vibe. There's, different clubs. If I walk 10 minutes down the road, there's like 20 different samba clubs with live music going on as we speak. Like, there's just a lot of energy here. So for people who don't like the big metropolitan area, this wouldn't be good for them. But for me, it works because, okay, you going to Brazil in a couple of years? Yeah. Well, ask me any questions you might have. But yeah, if you're not into the hustle and bustle of the city, it might not be right for you. But Brazil has so much because the small towns are amazing here too. If you go up into the state of Rio de Janeiro, you go up into the state of Bahia, Minas Gerais. There's so much here, So I try not to get caught up, just focus on one area of Brazil, even though I adore Sao Paulo. But there's so many areas of Brazil that are worth checking out and that will give you, a good quality of life. So it's something to consider for sure. Bye bye. Thanks for coming through. Appreciate it. So yeah, I'm gonna stay on here a little bit longer. I know it's hard to get these live streams going these days, unless you're talking about some, craziness. But for tonight, I just wanted to keep it chill. Appreciate you. Yeah, to keep it chill and just answer questions, basically. So, like I said, me and my children have been here for a few years in Sao Paulo, and I wouldn't leave Sao Paulo. I love it here, and I've lived in other parts of Brazil, a few other parts, but this is the area that I love. And I have bigger kids. When I brought them here, my daughter was becoming an adult at first. Now she's 21, about to be 22, and my son was, a younger kid. He was like 11. So at this point, is just continuing to watch them develop in this country and learn Portuguese, and all of the things they've been doing has made it all really worthwhile for me, because I mean those are the kind of things you want for your children, for them to be able to expand and grow and be savvy about the world and be able to maneuver in different environments. And I feel like our lifestyle has given us that, and it's a lifestyle that I created a long time ago for us, because I had started traveling with my daughter, who's my oldest child, when she was 1. So we've been doing this for a while. She's 21 now. And yeah, it's been quite a journey. So if anyone wants to ask any questions, I would love to answer. If not, I'm going to get up off of here, and I'm going to try to put a vlog style together for you guys pretty soon here, long form. I've been just going through some back and forth with YouTube about monetization and struggling getting it set up, but it is coming soon. And luckily, we'll be opening up to have memberships, and a membership here on the channel that I hope will lead into a Discord. I want to set up a Discord where I can have more contact with, especially the ladies, because I want to be able to provide more direct content with the community of women like I used to do. That is wellness centered, nervous system regulation centered, and just about all of the things that we can do for ourselves. What is this sticker? Best ever dipping sauce? Sorry, guys, I'm playing with the sticker thing, trying to understand how this works. Okay. Uh, Here, I'm going to ask a question. See if you are looking to move to Brazil or to move abroad. Sorry, y'all, I'm trying to play with these, trying to play with these different options that they give you here on the chat. I had never really started that. Answer. Huh. I don't know what I'm doing, y'all. Ignore that question up there unless you want to answer it down in the chat. But yeah, moving to Brazil, some people want to know more specifics about it. The cost of living here in Sao Paulo is not the cheapest. Sao Paulo is the most expensive city in Latin America. So, a cost of living here, I would say, would be maybe along the lines of what it would be nowhere in the U.S. because the U.S. is so expensive now. But for instance, me and my family, we probably put out about, you know, 3,700 a month total for everything. And there's three of us. So, 3,700, $4,000 a month for all of our expenses. And that includes some of the extras, you know what I mean? So it's not the cheapest city at all, but it's a city where, you're able to you don't feel like you're wasting money. You're getting quality things. You have a quality lifestyle. So spending that money feels worth it. I don't have to watch my back all the time. It's an easy place to live and to maneuver. People are pretty decent. Some of them are spectacular. There's a lot of really lovely people out here. So yeah, um, this city, that's about what we pay. Like, for instance, our apartment, we have a three-bedroom apartment here in one of the better parts of Sao Paulo, really beautiful green area of Sao Paulo. And I mean, our rent's only like 1,100, but it's a small apartment. And you'll find a lot of the apartments are smaller, but it's comfortable, super comfy. So, and that's not bad. Now, if I wanted something more sprawled, bigger, nicer, three bedrooms, you could get up into close to $2,000 a month, say $1,500 a month. But, for what we get, I think we get it at a good price. And it's so wonderful because I pretty much can walk everywhere I need to go, unless I want to go to another part of the city, in which case I take the train, I Uber, whatever. But everything is in my neighborhood. So it's real blessed because I don't have to want for anything, even from where I'm at. And if I need something and I don't want to travel out to another neighborhood, I can easily order it and it be at my house, the next day. That's easy. So there's nothing really, we have a fantastic delivery systems for everything you need. Um, I got everything, it's a fully functional, developed country. Some people will say it's not fully first world just because of certain aspects of the economy and the way things run here. But I would say it's a good living. I wouldn't, in certain ways it's more advanced. They do things more advanced here than even in the US. So, Brazil is a gem. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them below. And I'll just answer anything. I don't mind. Let me see. But yeah, if you have any questions about living in Brazil, moving abroad with kids, anything like that, feel free to hit me up. Also, you can drop me any questions in the comments when I get off of here, and I will respond to them. But yes, please, please, please keep in mind we are launching our Freebird community on this channel. It's going to be somewhere where you will receive extra goodies for being a member. Um, I'm even going to be sharing some of the wellness knowledge that I have, especially with the ladies about womb healing, perimenopause, menopause, the different cycles of life that we go through, as women, and just building more about that in the actual community. So for now, I'm focused for the next month. I'll be focused on just making videos, building up to that. But then I'm back. Excuse me, y'all. I got cut off. But yeah, I'll come back on here. I'm kind of having some congestion right now and stuff. So I'm going to do a better video when I got more energy. But I am so grateful for everyone that did pass through. And we're going to be regularizing videos and live streams and stuff. I posted some good shorts on here of my time out and about today. Peace.